It is Friday, February 23rd, 2024. I'm producer Alex, and this is a solo edition of Studio 595. Everyone. It is due to conference week occurring that I am here alone in the studio this week. Owen and Jules will be back here for our next episode in 2 to 3 weeks, depending. And I just wanted to, keep the show going. Due to conference week, some of the scheduling became difficult, but we still have a full and complete show for you today. So let's get right into it. A quick rundown over the past couple weeks concerning our 2024 bingo game. Due to the big game, the Superb Owl, the Super Bowl, as happened a couple weeks ago, we went 0 for 4 in predictions, so that is right on par. The Kansas City Chiefs ended up winning over the San Francisco 49ers, which Owen had picked to actually win the Super Bowl. And we had a prediction on each of our bingo cards as to who would feature on a Super Bowl ad. Neither Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift or the internet celebrity Drewski featured on any Super Bowl ads. So all three of us have a big red X on that part of our bingo cards for 2024. So that's great. I thought it would be worth highlighting, given that it's February and it's National Black History Month. We have schools within our district in CCSD that are actually named after prominent African Americans in our community. And some recently, some that perhaps people don't know about. And so I've compiled a list of everyone that I could find information on. And this is a run through of all the different schools in our district that are named after prominent African Americans for National Black History Month. And so we start naturally with the most recently changed CCSD schools named after a pair of incredible women. And we start with Bettye Henderson Holston, who had formerly named Alps Road Elementary School named after her last year, as did another school that I will get to very shortly. But Miss Holston integrated the faculty at then named Alps Road in September of 1966, and she is a native of Monticello, Georgia, and she developed a passion for teaching and education at an early age, and was inspired by the women in her family who also taught African American children in rural communities. And so she naturally had a wish to go along with that. She is a graduate of Fort Valley State University here in Georgia with a bachelor's degree in elementary education. She later taught 9 years in public schools in Walton, Barrow, and Newton counties. After moving to Athens, she applied to be a teacher here in CCSD and was assigned to then segregated Alps Road Elementary for the start of the 1966-67 school year, part of the initial group of Black teachers who were brought in to integrate the Clark County School District. She would later transfer to then named Chase Street Elementary, which we will get to very soon. She won Teacher of the Year there in 1975 and later retired from teaching in 1989 while teaching at Timothy Road Elementary. And I want to end with a quote from Miss Holston: "A teacher is like a candle. You light the way for others. I hope I have done just that." And she absolutely has. I am pulling from our school district website, and I'll put all the links and all the sources that I used for this compilation of information down below in the description, whether you're listening on YouTube or whether you're listening on any audio platforms. And so next we have Miss Johnnie Lay Burks, who, as with Miss Holston, had a school named after her late last year. She actually became the first African American teacher at then named Chase Street Elementary School in 1966. She taught at the all-black East Athens Elementary School, as Isabella Westridge wrote in the Odyssey, mimeographing and taping the missing chapters into textbooks to try to make up for lacking materials and resources for her students. Westridge continued, She didn't give up though, because she knew that any progress that she made would be for her family, her friends, and her students, and she always gave her all for her students. We now move on to Howard B. Stroud Elementary School, and naturally its namesake. Howard Burnett Stroud Sr. was born in 1930 in Athens, the eldest of 6 children. Stroud later served in the Army as a medical and psychiatric technician before earning his bachelor's degree in psychology from Atlanta's Morehouse College. He later earned his master's in educational administration from Atlanta University and came back to Athens soon after to be part of a plethora of organizations across the city, from the Athens Symphony to the Classic Center Authority to the Morton Theater Corporation and the Clark County NAACP. Stroud passed away in 2007. That was the year that 4th Street Elementary School was named after him. I actually spent my first year here at CCSD in 2007 after moving from the Northeast, and I spent 5th grade at Howard B. Stroud Elementary School, so I feel in a special connection to this name change, and knowing that I was part of the first group of students that actually got to enjoy being a part of a school that is named after such an influential and incredible human being. And like Miss Holston, I will end with a quote from Mr. Stroud. "There's nothing greater for me than to serve my fellow man. I feel compelled to make my community the best it can be." And I think that is just a wonderful sentiment. So while there are 2 schools left to highlight, we have a total of 4 different names to cover, and 2 of them actually are intertwined. And so we will start with Judia Jackson Harris, aka the namesake for J.J. Harris Elementary School. She was born in Athens in 1873 and later graduated in 1894 from Atlanta University, and later got to attend the University of Chicago, the University of Pennsylvania, and Harvard College. According to Historic Athens and Michael Thurmond's A Story Untold, Black Men and Women in Athens History, which is a great resource for this story, and I can't say its praises enough. And you can actually order that book from the Athens Historical Society, with a link again in the description. Miss Jackson, before she was married, in 1903 opened the Model and Training School off Danielsville Highway, and she taught grammar and math as well as art, music, and drama. Again, quoting from Thurmond, Judia Jackson Harris devoted her entire career to the educational and social improvement of Blacks in rural Clark County. And she became Judia Jackson Harris in 1912 when she married Professor Samuel F. Harris. The following year, Mr. Harris became the principal of Athens High and Industrial School. An incredible amount of changes and opportunities were available to students as soon as Mr. Harris became principal. In 1918, evening vocational classes began at AHIS, and in 1922, it became one of the first accredited Black secondary schools in the state of Georgia. And in 1926, Harris established the State Summer School for Black teachers. During his time at AHIS, this is where we get into another one of our namesakes here at Clark County, and that would be Annie H. Burney, who served as an instructor and assistant principal at Athens High and Industrial School, and later became principal when Mr. Harris had to step down because he was feeling ill. Fast forwarding to 1964, a collaboration of students, teachers, and parents made a strong push to rename the then Black high school in Athens to name it after a prominent African American. And thus, with Annie H. Burney and Samuel F. Harris, we get Burney Harris High School at the time. And so now, obviously, in current day CCSD, we have BHL Middle School, Burney Harris Lyons Middle School. So where does the Lyons come in? This is Professor Charles H. Lyons, a 1901 graduate of Athens Academy and later recipient of an advanced degree from Atlanta Baptist College. Once again, I am citing from Thurmond here. In 1922, Lyons became the general manager, or the equivalent to a principal, of Union Baptist Institute, increasing its enrollment and improving its educational service. Lyons later became the first Black man ever to have a school in CCSD named after him, with Lyons Junior High School at the time. After a very active decade in the 1970s following full integration here in CCSD, and many decades later, we still honor all of these incredible individuals that I have mentioned here this morning, and permanently with their names on our schools here in CCSD. And just as their influence and legacies are sprinkled around our community, we thankfully have the opportunity to have their names written into buildings, and the opportunity to have them represented in not just our communities, but as history and as their legacies and stories and their experiences as individuals, how they shaped our community. I think it's incredible that we actually have the opportunity to have that, and to have that knowledge, and to have an opportunity for students to experience and learn from the people who their schools are named after. And so we honor all of these individuals, as well as the countless others that have served and still serve to this day here in CCSD, as we honor National Black History Month. We will be right back with the show, but first, let's get into our Can't Miss Minutes as part of our district updates for this week. If you or anyone that you know is interested in becoming an educator in CCSD, please sign up to attend our Educator Career Fair next Saturday, March 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Clark Central High School. The Career Fair is a perfect opportunity to speak with many of our current teachers and principals to understand in detail about their school and positions they are hiring for. At the event, you may be invited to interview with school teams and potentially offered a teaching position on the spot. Representatives from our Human Resources Division will also be on hand to answer any questions you may have. You can go to our website, clark.k12.ga.us, for more information and to sign up. Moving on now, and if your student or a student you know has a qualifying disability and is in grades 1 through 12, encourage them to sign up for CCSE Adaptive Sports Programming. The adapted football season starts next month, with practices being held once a week. Participation is 100% free. You can sign up at bit.ly/ClarkAdapted. We move on now to the congratulatory part of district updates. And so congratulations to the Clark Central High School FFA Chapter's Veterinary Science team of Max Burnham, Quinn Penley, Juliana Hardman, and Clarice Burrow for winning the state championship earlier this month at the state level FFA Vet Science Career Development event and competition in Perry. This is the first team from the Clark Central chapter of FFA to ever win a state-level CDE competition. The team is under the direction of faculty advisor Levi Carr-Brooks, so a massive congratulations to these students and Mr. Brooks. Congratulations to another state champion in CCSD, as Cedar Shoals sophomore swimmer Christopher Koch recently won the boys 500-yard freestyle title for classes 4A and 5A in the GHSA state championships at Georgia Tech. And finally, more than 60 students from CCSD middle schools have qualified for either the state-level Science and Engineering Fair or the state-level National History Day contest, both of which are coming up in April. A very special congratulations to all of these students. You can find the full list of award winners, state qualifiers, and learn more about these competitions on our website at clark.k12.ga.us. And as always, you can always keep up with the latest and greatest news around CCSD by checking out the Better Together newsletter posted every week. Please go to our website, clark.k12.ga.us, for more information on the Better Together newsletter. Now back to, I suppose, myself for some pop culture updates and more Studio 595. And for the first time, I got to say this, and now for something actually important. We turn to France for our story this week for what I can only call record-breaking justice. Richard Plode, a Frenchman who dreamed of holding the title for the tallest matchstick structure, created a 1 to 45 scale of the Eiffel Tower from matchsticks. 700,000 matchsticks. The scaled down Eiffel Tower still stands at a remarkable height of nearly 24 feet, taller than a 2-story building. And so he shared his creation with the public, and then the story took a turn. This would be a world record sculpture if the Guinness Book of World Records had not disqualified Plode initially from his rightful throne. The de facto king of random world record publication stated originally that the matchsticks used by Plode were too dissimilar to your everyday store matchsticks. Plode told a French outlet, "It hurt me. I say to Guinness, comment avez-vous pour faire cela?" And that is the only amount of French that you're going to get out of me. But then, in a moment of clarity, a statement from Guinness. And this is where the other turn in the story takes place. It seems we may have been heavy-handed in the application of our rules in this case. Guinness World Records Director of Central Record Services, Mark McKinley, said in an email to NPR as Guinness announced the reversal, giving Richard Plode the record of the tallest matchstick structure. We are therefore happy to award Richard with the Guinness World Records title, and we have corrected some inconsistencies within our rules, which now allow the matchsticks to be snipped and shaped as the modeler sees fit. Justice has indeed been served. Félicitations à Richard Plode. So finally, as we close out the show, here's a very special project that has been at the forefront of our show for the past couple weeks of production. As this will play us out, I will go ahead and get done with the rest of what we do for our conclusion. Be sure to follow us on all of our platforms. Stay tuned during the month of March for a thematic new playlist on our Spotify. Search us on Spotify and follow us, Clark County School District. That's all you have to type in into Spotify. And for now, this has been Producer Alex, and this has been a very solo and lonely edition of Studio 595, and please enjoy this special presentation. For over a decade, the Athens Community Career Academy has helped CCSD high school students with college and career planning and developing the skills necessary to be successful in the careers they choose to pursue. Since 2011, ACCA has offered ever-expanding career pathways and dual enrollment opportunities for students based on workforce needs in the Athens area. Partnerships with local businesses, collaboration with Athens Technical College, and working closely with economic development help identify work trends in high-demand career fields, creating a cycle of incoming opportunity and potential contribution to the local economy and long-term stability for students after graduation. With student registration ongoing, here is a comprehensive look at what ACCA provides to students in CCSD, how the environment shapes the educational success of students, and why students should consider applying for this upcoming fall. It is important to distinguish the core benefits of the student experience at ACCA. Whether you're looking for industry-recognized certification, seeking a head start on college courses, working hard on building your resume, simply looking at potential options for the future, or any combination of those reasons, ACCA provides an opportunity for students to have an enhanced educational experience without having to sacrifice the high school experience.
I would say ACCA is an excellent place to gain a further understanding of the future and all of the potential options as far as career goes. I mean, it's in the name, Career Academy. My name is Carl Weinmeister. I am a junior this year, and I am in the culinary pathway. What brought me to the culinary pathway specifically, I think, is just that I have a passion for cooking. Culinary comes from a different perspective and really looks at it from an industry viewpoint, and it's fun, and we have such an incredible amount of instruments and equipment to work with this year that it just gets better and better.
Students apply to take part in a program of their choosing and are able to become full or half-day students at ACCA. Requirements at ACCA are a 2.0 GPA, a 90% or more attendance rate, being a student in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, and simply finding the best fit for you. There are options for all students looking at becoming a part of the Career Academy. ACCA offers a college-like environment for students to experience an enhanced learning atmosphere, while having the opportunity to meet students from both Clark Central and Cedar Shoals High Schools. Students attending the Career Academy have the opportunity to delve deep into knowledge of many high school and college pathways available with like-minded students, as well as instructors who have a deep understanding and background in the subject matter.
I met plenty of people from Cedar and some people from Central that I did not know. My name is Aubrey Ivy. I'm a junior and I'm in the teaching as profession pathway. Well, I've always wanted to be a teacher, and so freshman year, the teaching as profession intro class was at Clark Central, so I found that as a perfect opportunity to try it out, and I took the first class, loved it, so I wanted to finish out the pathway, and because it would be a great opportunity since I also wanted to be a teacher.
From culinary arts, film, engineering, healthcare, and more, including new pathways in biotechnology, event management, and fire and emergency services, ACCA provides hands-on learning in state-of-the-art learning labs. Students who elect to take dual enrollment classes can earn up to 30 college credits at no cost while still in high school, with the added benefits of tutors provided on site. Along with being highly engaging, these pathways are chosen and built with students' futures in mind, bringing relevant, growing, high-demand industry experience to students for success in careers without needing to move far away to achieve a stable livelihood. Students who finish their respective pathways before graduation can take advantage of internship and apprenticeship opportunities or concentrate on dual enrollment.
My name is Lanaya Jones. I am a senior and this is my third year at ACCA. The first year I did the first 2 classes for teaching as a profession, and then my second year at ACCA I completed the early childhood education pathway, and now in my senior year I'm finishing off the teaching as a profession class. They have a lot more opportunities here. They have a very great dual enrollment program, and they have a lot of opportunities.
It is also important to note that while the Career Academy provides enhancing learning opportunities for students, they still belong to their home high schools, whether it be Clark Central or Cedar Shoals. The Career Academy is not a replacement or equivalent to either school, but rather an enhancing outlet for students to take part in dual enrollment, as well as unique pathways that are specifically at ACCA. Also, while the open campus environment provides students with freedom, students are also held to a high standard.
You will have a lot more free time, but that also means you have to be a lot more disciplined and hold yourself accountable. So you need to be able to sit down in your free time and tell yourself, hey, I actually have to do this work. My name is Jonathan Williams, and I'm a senior, and I'm in the manufacturing and welding pathway right now. I had a few friends that were a couple grades ahead of me, and they would always come to school around third period, and they would always talk about how fun Career Academy was, especially if you're taking college courses. You have more freedom.
The deeper into the pathway a student gets while at ACCA, the stronger the passion, drive to succeed, and attention to detail the class as a whole gets. Students can experience special events across ACCA, including Professionalism Day, where students dress for success, and experts related to their pathways give their own experiences in the industry, and how they went from high school students to the professionals they are today.
In the teaching class, we do interviews with Miss Jones, and so we just mock interviews for future jobs. Even if you want to be anything besides a teacher, you're just prepared for that. And we had an academy day the other day, so we talk about different careers and stuff. So you can pick whatever career you want and just learn more about it. We do community service type things. I know last year I helped pack backpacks for just the homeless shelter and stuff like that, so it just learns different skills like that.
Hands-on learning with expertise before graduating high school and being on the front lines of growing industries around our community that cater to ongoing patterns are all incredible reasons why students should be encouraged to apply for the Athens Community Career Academy.
Hello, my name is Paul Kramer. I'm the CEO of the Classic Center Authority. And I actually opened the building in 1995. We're launching our new program for the Career Academy. There'll be 2 divisions. One will be hotel management, and the other will be event, sports, and entertainment management. We collaborated with 25 of our area people that are in the hospitality industry, and we really drilled down to find out what are the skill sets that they needed to be able to hire people within our industry right here in Athens. And what we came up with were these 2 distinctive pathways. And I'm really excited about the events pathway because it also has a collaboration with the International Association of Venue Managers. And so when a student receives their degree, they're actually going to be certified by IABM. So coming into the pathway, if you're a student that has a passion for work, if you're someone that loves taking care of people, if you have hospitality in your heart, that's all you really need to bring with you.
My name is Emily Alger. I work with the Athens County Fire and Emergency Services. I am a fire sergeant and our community educator. We want to be getting into the community, but when you recruit members from the community to work at a fire department, a lot of times they'll stay because they're in their community, but they bring a lot of assets too. This pathway is unique because you get hands-on experience in this profession, which could really help you make a decision if you wanted to continue down this path. It's a 5-semester class, so you really need to start in 10th grade. So you learn how to fight fire, you learn how to put on the equipment, use the tools, climb ladders, cut people out of cars, and we do real live things here at the training center. And then the next couple semesters are all about EMS, so you learn how to do CPR, first aid, how to help somebody in need. And what's very unique is if your grades are good and successfully being an awesome student, you actually get a conditional job offer from us. So what we were watching earlier, it was what we call a hose maze. It's meant to teach you how to get out of somewhere if you were disoriented. Basically you find the hose and you feel it and you know which way to go in order to get out. But it also, you're blindfolded so you can't see, which that simulates being in a smoke-filled environment. And it basically teaches you a high-stress environment, but how to get out of it, which of course there's tons of instructors in there, so it's a safe environment. And we have signals so if you needed to come out, we'll get you out immediately. But it puts you in a high-stress environment in a safe environment, so that way you learn how your body deals with it and how you mentally deal with it. That training helps you develop the skills to be able to actually be on the rig and running calls and in some of those stressful environments if you were to encounter them.
Students can apply now by going to bit.ly/ACCA-APP. That's bit.ly/ACCA-app.
I would tell them to definitely get on it. Definitely do it.
Honestly, just do it.
Definitely do it. You'll get all the help you need.
I would say 100% you should do it.
Come here 100%.
Go for it.
Jump in, you're gonna love it.